Like your name is in over 100 songs.
Really?
Yes.
100 songs?
100. I mean, Jay-Z. There's actually a Spotify playlist that's called Songs That Mention Halle Berry.
No!
Yeah.
Halle Berry went from being one of the most outspoken women in Hollywood to having her reputation plummet to the ground. But while her failure was in the spotlight for all to see, Halle was going through so much more behind the scenes. The actress has experienced more heartbreak than anyone could ever imagine. When she could not pick up the pieces of her broken heart, she went knocking on death's door. But life had other plans for her, and with her second chance, the actress was ready to conquer the world. Little did she know that the Hollywood scene was prepared to chew her up and spit her out. Got your attention? We know you want all the details, but before we do that, we were hoping you could become part of Rumour Juice by subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, you might as well hit that notification button, and we'll do our best to keep you updated with all the Hollywood news. As beautiful and head-turning as this gorgeous star may be, the actress has been quite unlucky in love. Besides being twice divorced and mothering 2 children from different fathers, Halle has been through worse. Her first marriage was to a basketball player, David Justice, but sadly it only lasted 4 years. The aftermath of their devastating split almost broke Halle to the point of no return.
I was in so much pain that I really didn't want to face the world. I thought this is the failure of my life.
Their divorce left the actress feeling worthless. Struggling to understand how she had love and had now lost it, a broken-hearted Berry began to question whether she was enough. She came down to the conclusion that she wasn't, and with this thought, the young actress was ready to take her own life. I was sitting in my car, and I knew the gas was coming when I had an image of my mother finding me. Berry was saved by a vision of her mother, who she says fought too hard for the actress to just throw it away by taking her own life. Little did she know that honoring her mother's sacrifices and cherishing her own life, she would go on to give a life-changing performance that would be remembered by many. But before she could do that, Berry had to decide to dust herself off and pick herself up with her sights now set on so much more than just a bad marriage. It was all about a relationship. My sense of worth was so low, the actress shared. I promised myself I would never be a coward again. And since that day, a persistent and hardworking Berry stayed true to her word. The actress began taking bigger and bolder steps in her career, and soon, love was floating around the air again. Berry had men lining up at the door, wanting nothing more than to just be in the beautiful goddess's presence. Among the few was actor Shemar Moore, who publicly admitted to falling head over heels for the star. "I feel hard for Halle," said the actor. "I'm still grateful for that relationship. I was smitten, not just because of who she was, but because we were so similar in so many ways." But it seems that he may have just been a rebound for Halle after her divorce. But out of the bunch he gave a chance to woo her into another marriage, singer-songwriter Eric Benet seems to be the only one who stood a chance. The two wed just a year before Berry made it to the top as a Hollywood A-lister. The two were undeniably in love. It was a relationship anyone envied. Oprah herself said, "Whatever that is, I want some of that." The actress had even adopted Benet's daughter India as her own after her biological mother had passed in a car accident. And for a while, the pair looked like a match made in heaven. But the newlywed actress was not aware of the secret life her husband was living behind closed doors. The following year, after they tied the knot, Halle took home an Oscar award for Best Actress in a Lead Role for the film Monsters Ball. And her supportive husband was there in the crowd, clapping the loudest for his sweetheart's achievements. Berry even took a moment to thank her #1 supporter and the man she thought was the guy of her dreams in her heartfelt speech.
"Thank you, my husband, who is just the joy of my life. And India, thank you for giving me peace. Because only with the peace that you've brought me have I been allowed to go to places that I never even knew I could go. Thank you. I love you in India, all my heart."
The Oscar-winning actress was on top of the world. She had finally gotten the well-deserved acknowledgement of hard work and talent, and she was lucky to call that man her husband. But not for long. Just 10 days after the Academy Awards evening, rumors began circulating that Benet had been cheating on her. However, Berry was too love-struck to even give a second thought to that gossip. After all, she had just won an Oscar that many said she did not deserve, so she wasn't surprised that someone was trying to dig for anything they could find to bring her down.
I didn't even ask him if it were true. I said, "I'm gonna sue this magazine. I have had it. I'm gonna spend all my money. I'm gonna own Star Magazine." I was done. I was done. I never even asked him the question if it were true. I just got into sue mode.
But while she was trying not to entertain the rumors, her husband was fighting himself to tell her the truth. After facing his inner conflict, Benet confessed that the news was not just grapevine talk. He had stepped out of his marriage, and the reports had forced him to come clean to the forgiving Halle. She wanted to make their marriage work and was willing to forgive him until she realized there was more to the story. Eric had not only been unfaithful to her with one woman, but he had been having constant affairs since the relationship had begun. Following this, Halle was still willing to forgive him and make things work. But eventually, the time came for her to accept that it was the end of her fairy tale love. She later described her relationship with the R&B artist as really horrific. We were in sex rehab after 1 year. I wish I had left then, but I was putting everyone's needs before mine. But this time, after having an emotional breakdown and contemplating the thought of wanting to jump out her hotel window, she reminded herself that she was not to blame. After separating for a year, they finalized their divorce 2 years later. Unlike with her previous divorce, where she kept questioning what was wrong with her and feeling really low for not being able to keep her man, this time she knew that she had tried to make everything work. "I knew for a fact this is not my fault," she told Oprah. And with her newfound truth, she was ready to face the world again. But Hollywood had different plans for her. While her divorce was finalized in 2005, Halle also received another bad news that same year. The actress won a Razzie Award for the Worst Actress in a Lead Role for Catwoman. She was a complete sport about it, even attending the ceremony to receive her award and sharing that her mother always told her, "If you could not be a good loser, then there's no way you could be a good winner. If you weren't able to take criticism, then you were not worthy of getting praise." It was her speech that may have taken a jab at a few high-up names in Hollywood that might not have been too impressed by the actress, including the Warner Brothers, her fellow co-stars, and the writing team. Although she presented the insults as humor, her career after that showed that her jokes were not taken as likely.
What's the Halle Berry film project that people seem most interested in when they approach you on the street?
Catwoman. Yeah. Believe it or not, so many people come up and they say, "I don't care what anybody says, Halle Berry, I love Catwoman."
After the epic fail that was Catwoman, her career became a combination of bad decisions and opportunities not opening up for the actress. Although she was still landing lead roles, her next few films were box office bombs. From Perfect Stranger, starring alongside Bruce Willis, to Dark Tide and The Call, Berry's career was not getting any better. It was 2012's Cloud Atlas, where she starred alongside another Oscar-winning great, Tom Hanks, that was considered one of the biggest flops of that year. With the world supposedly meant to end that year, people came to appreciate things more. But that production was just not part of the list. It would seem that since the terrible reception of Catwoman, the star's career was doomed.
I'm doing okay, and I'm really happy to be here because whenever you're going through anything in life, when you step outside yourself and you focus on others, that's always the best remedy for any situation that you'd rather not be dealing with.
Although she tried to break into the small screen industry, the Steven Spielberg series was not considered much of a hit. In fact, it was canceled after 3 seasons and was the lowest rated show out of 3 CBS original series that season. Her failures did not go unseen, and before long, she had influenced what was considered the Halle Berry effect, which is described as actors who go on to make terrible films after winning an Oscar award. While her career was plummeting to the ground, Berry's love life was not giving her a break either. Shortly after her divorce from Benet, the actress vowed to never marry again, but was set on finally having her own child. She didn't mind dating Gabriel Aubry, who was 9 years younger than her and fathered Berry's very firstborn daughter. The pair went strong for 5 years before calling it quits. After a publicized legal battle, their divorce was finalized. The two reached a custody agreement, with the actress paying Gabriel $16,000 in child support. Her negative thoughts on marriage didn't last long after she met the gorgeous Olivier Martinez. The couple married and welcomed their son within their 3 years of marriage.
2 things that I swore I would never ever do again in life. I mean, I didn't think it was possible to have another baby, and I thought for sure I had a need never to get married again.
Right.
So I've learned never to say never. I mean, it's... Yeah.
Love changes everything.
But soon, their honeymoon phases faded away, and the two were ready to go their separate ways. For the past few months, Berry has been posting new man, Van Hunt, on her Instagram every now and then. And we cannot help but swoon over this Cupid-stuck couple. Halle looks happier and has also been making more thought-out decisions about her career. The actress shared the picture explaining why she decided to step away from Hollywood life, captioned, "Sometimes the most important word you can learn is no." The post went on to list moments Berry decided to focus on, over things she realized had a not-so-healthy effect on her, making it clear that her move away from the spotlight was by choice. "I didn't disappear, I traded," the actress shared, chasing money for chasing purpose.
So I'm facing my fears, and I'm learning that I can conquer them. And that's a big lesson for me. And it's teaching me, you know, always live out loud. Live your truth. Don't let fear stifle you. Don't be afraid of what people will think about the choices you make.
Fans were moved by Berry's choice to focus on the moments that matter in her life, rather than those that don't. They took little to no time to flood the actress with thanks for the inspiration she had given, with one fan saying, "Thank you at Halle Berry. I really needed this." We hope to see her on our big screens again in another Oscar-winning performance. Perhaps her newfound happiness and contentment will bring nothing but Hollywood hits when she is good and ready. Until then, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out some of our other videos for more celebrity news.